Well, someone had to make this video, so I guess it's going to be me. I've had it. I've had it with all the negative comments underneath any video about avoidance. Comments like, avoid the avoidant, run. Ugh, avoidants are the worst. These people are evil. These people are sick. And my personal favorite, avoidants need to just date each other and stop ruining people's lives. So, this video is for all the haters. I'm going to reveal the reasons, yes, there's more than one reason, why people are so angry at avoidance. And I'll also tell you what to do if you're currently dealing with an avoidant. Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back or to get over your ex. And welcome back, my beautiful no-contact army. Have you been a good little soldier? If you have, then you've downloaded my app Silencio to help you stay in no contact. The link for that is underneath every single video and podcast. And if you too would like to join our no contact army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com where you can read 2 free chapters before you purchase the book. Okay, so getting back to that last comment about avoidants just needing to date each other and to stop ruining people's lives. Avoidants are not ruining anyone's life. What they're doing is triggering what's unhealed in others. And that is one of the main reasons that people can't stand avoidance. It's because they trigger deep abandonment wounds, the type of wounds that people spend their whole lives trying not to feel. When an avoidant pulls away right after you've opened up, it hits like a punch in the gut. It feels like rejection on a cellular level. You go from feeling connected to feeling erased. And that's not just disappointment. That's nervous system level panic. That's why the rejection isn't just sadness. It's rage, humiliation, and confusion. You start doubting your worth. You replay every text, every silence. The avoidance silence hits right where it hurts the most. It feels personal, but it's not. Avoidants do not withdraw because of you. They withdraw because closeness sets off their internal alarm system. But I know that knowing that doesn't erase the pain because you feel betrayed, you gave emotional access, and they vanished without warning. So people lash out. And yes, I know that avoidance can often come off like emotional Houdinis. They'll say, I've never felt this close to anyone, and then disappear for 2 weeks. And this emotional whiplash, it feels manipulative, even when it's not intentional. They're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to regulate their anxiety about closeness. But from the outside, it looks cruel, cold, and cowardly, the 3 C's. And I'm sure at least one of those adjectives have come to mind when you've thought about their behavior. So people end up projecting malice when it's actually fear. So it's inconsistent and it feels unfair. You end up carrying all the emotional weight, the communication, the reassurance, the fixing. Meanwhile, they look calm as a cucumber and detached while you're unraveling. And that imbalance breeds rage. You start thinking, why am I the only adult around here? But here's what you don't understand. They're not calm because they don't care. They're calm because distance is how they regulate. For them, closeness equals danger. For you, if you're an anxious, distance equals danger. And that's the collision point that blows everything up. Here's what's actually happening behind the scenes. When things start getting emotionally intense, the avoidance brain flips into survival mode. Their body says, this is too much, I might lose control. So they deactivate. They pull away, they shut down, and they convince themselves that they don't care. It's not logic, it's instinct. They need space to calm their anxiety. The problem is that space feels like abandonment to you. So you reach out more. You ask what's wrong. You try to reconnect. And that pressure spikes their fear again. It's a vicious loop. You chase to feel safe. They withdraw to feel safe. 2 people protecting themselves in opposite ways, both feeling unloved. As you can see, this is a recipe for disaster. Now, another reason people have a problem with avoidance is because it looks personal. When someone can sit there emotionless after telling you they loved you just last week, it feels like a betrayal. You can't reconcile it. So you turn that pain into anger because anger gives you a sense of control. It's easier to call them a narcissist than to accept that they're scared. But deep down, what you're really mad at is the fact that you feel powerless. Avoidance leaves you hanging in ambiguity. No closure, no goodbye, just silence. It's the not knowing that kills people. And the moment you start begging for clarity, you hand them all the control again. And it certainly doesn't help that avoidants rarely take responsibility. They'll often intellectualize their emotions, so they come across as detached or dismissive if you do confront them. And they'll say things like, well, I just need space, or well, I can't do this right now, instead of being real and saying, I panicked because intimacy terrifies me. And that lack of emotional ownership infuriates people who feel blindsided or devalued. And then finally, people are angry with avoidance because anger is easier to feel than grief. You feel grief mixed with powerlessness. When an avoidant discards you, ghosts you, or deactivates you, especially when they seem to care, the mind can't reconcile how someone who loved you yesterday can suddenly act indifferent. So it's a defense mechanism. Instead of grieving, people lash out. Now, let's clear something up. This isn't about gender. Avoidance isn't a male thing. It's an attachment style that can show up in anyone, male or female. Avoidant attachment is trauma-driven, not testosterone-driven. People confuse avoidant behavior with masculine energy or even stoicism, but they are not the same. One is social conditioning, the other is fear of vulnerability. So if you turn it into men are avoidant, then you miss the whole point and you stay bitter if you're a woman. It's not about gender, it's about nervous systems that learned to fear closeness. So the bottom line is that people hate avoidance because they don't understand that the avoidance distance isn't personal. It's not about you, okay? For them, it's about survival. But I know that knowing that doesn't erase the damage it causes. So what should you do if you're dealing with an avoidant? Well, you can't try to fix them. You have to stop being emotionally available. You match energy, you protect your peace, and you let your silence do the teaching. Because every time you overfunction, they underfunction. You're allowed to care, but you're not required to be their emotional rehab center. The most powerful thing you can say with your actions is, I'm here for connection, not confusion. And once you stop chasing, they either rise to meet you or they disappear for good. Either way, you win. Now, finally, to get back to the comment I read earlier about avoidants dating each other, I disagree. The best fit for an avoidant is actually someone secure, who's emotionally grounded and not reactive. Someone who won't chase when they pull away, but also won't disappear in response. And that stability teaches the avoidant that closeness does not equal danger. Now, if you're anxious, my suggestion is that when you find out that you're dealing with an avoidant, you either work on your abandonment issues or you find someone else to date. You are not going to be able to handle it every time an avoidant pulls away, and they will pull away. You're just not going to be able to do it. That's not how you're wired. Okay? So now I want to hear from you. Be honest. Which part of what I said about why people are angry with avoidance hit you the hardest? And in the meantime, if you would like my help to get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net and we will send you the rates. They are not on the website, and the link to that is underneath every single video and podcast. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, also be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And finally, remember, love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.